Okay, here we go once again, content connoisseurs. We got another option for the unboxing group crowd. Take your pick. So this time we're doing the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Now what I have here is both the regular edition, and I guess I should technically use air quotes regular because this came from Atari and they had different options for the game cover, but we're not going to focus on this one quite so much as doing the Deluxe edition, just because that's got a few more interesting things in it. But I guess I'll start at the beginning here. There's been some online frustrations with how this game was handled. The pre-order went live in October of 2025, and then it was supposed to ship in December, like around December 12th. I didn't get mine till well after December 20th, and I know some people found out at that time that their collector's edition, which had the big Goro controller and everything in it, was not going to be shipping till May. So there's been a lot of problems with the physical editions from some of these developers lately, and what's kind of odd is why on earth did they put markings on the outer cover? I mean, if you're going to put this on a shelf, that would mean that the technical exterior packaging is this outside slip cover, and then hopefully there would still be sealing inside. If not, this is really stupid. I don't know why on earth they did this now. I got this through Atari, because there's only that or Amazon or limited run games. Now, Atari, for some reason, had multiple choices of outer packaging. They had this. I went with the default one because they had a blue for Sub-Zero, yellow for Scorpion, green for Reptile, and a gray for Smoke. But nowhere was there a black for Noob Saibot or a red for Ermac. I mean, that's the only other way I would have purchased a colored one. So it was really just kind of an inconvenience having to go through them to get this along with the Deluxe edition because I didn't know what we would get. So I picked the default one, and I happened to do a Deluxe. So here's what we're going to dig into. So let's take a closer inspection of the Deluxe. So this, I would think, is more of the basic cover. It's got some raised lettering. I can tell through the plastic. Cover looks pretty much identical other than it is listing the extra stuff for the Deluxe, which has steelbook, magnet, arcade cabinet cards, mini marquees, arcade flyers, I can't tell if that's two. Yep, lenticular card and poster. So they, of course, highlighted the primary four entry lines in Mortal Kombat. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. But of course, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is not shown. But we know there's all kinds of other stuff behind the scenes, and they're not even showing that you get the Mortal Kombat mythologies and Sub-Zero and Special Forces in here. Yeah, so they really were kind of slim on the amount of information they put, so I guess they're leaving up to people knowing what's already to be expected in there. So here's the other corners we got, or the other sides. Nothing too wild and crazy that we can tell from here. And, of course, this was, I'm guessing published under the, well, maybe not Warner Brothers, but, so it's, I guess, literally published under Atari, and then Digital Eclipse handled stuff, and of course, NetherRealm and Warner Brothers have still owned the rights to the Mortal Kombat franchise. This one's a tough one for me because this was a title that was an obsession from my adolescent years into college, and then eventually got displaced by other things like, sci-fi games and shooters and everything, but I am not currently a fan of the direction of the franchise, and I've pretty much parted ways with it, but given how much of a nostalgic impact it had on me, I figured I would at least see what we would get out of this, especially because we never, ever, ever, ever got a true arcade port of Mortal Kombat 4. We did of most of the others across different systems, but Mortal Kombat 4 was always missing, and the only things you had as an option were the PlayStation 4 and N64 versions, unless you jumped to the Dreamcast for the MK Gold. Every single one of them had variation. It was not a true arcade port. So this is finally the premier thing with all original arcade editions, including Ultimate and the new one, or at least the one that never got released, called the WaveNet edition, which was kind of like an expanded version of Ultimate. So here we go. Let's take a look at what is inside. So we've got, it looks like a steel case and a vanilla wrapped version. So I'll set those down. So there we go. So nothing else, no other surprises there. So we'll put the outer box up for display behind it. And then let's start with the vanilla version of the game itself. So this is likely what's inside the regular version here. So we have the special edition outer cover, and then, of course, this looks like it pretty much matches the deluxe edition in terms of the artwork. It just doesn't have the deluxe edition text on it, so that's pretty much to be expected. So what else do we have here? So we've got an envelope that says prepare yourself. It's got that's pretty much the basic old school design. It's got the colors, on the outside of the Mortal Kombat 9 dragon, which should have been a true reboot, which even there's things that are questionable about artistic decisions there, but they've kind of gone back to the vanilla one. Now, this is kind of unfortunate. It looks like they sealed that. I'm going to open up that last. But we got a couple of things here, so I guess we'll take care of the good old poster fold thing next. We had one of these in our Metal Slug unboxing, so we're not going to really get a true full picture of this, and it's going to have folds in it, but there we go. So you get a Mortal Kombat poster. I like it was basic, just the logo, so I guess that works. And then, after I bump the camera here, let's get things resituated. So here's the next item. Here's our steelbook. This looks pretty nice. Again, classic flavor. We got some black, gold, orange, red. Then on the back it just says Legacy Collection. So I'm guessing they're expecting you're going to take the game out and put it in here, unless you're just going to put this on the shelf. But I guess it made a way for them to include all the extras. So here we go. Here's the lenticular card. Kind of interesting. So you got the multi-version Test Your Might from Mortal Kombat 1, and you got Scorpion, and it looks like it's got 3 stages to it, so you got to go kind of tilt it backwards and then tilt it forward. Kind of clever, because, that would be the actual motion for the brick breaking, and I don't even think the stone, I don't even think was the most difficult one, so kind of interesting choice that they went with there. So next, wow, there's a set of cards here, and there's not very many. I guess we'll just slide them out rather than fighting with a taped piece of paper, I think. Oh, so these are the actual arcade... No, these are the arcade cards, I guess. Okay, we'll just take them out one at a time if they're not going to work with us here. There we go. Okay. So it looks like the back is all the same. I don't know if you're expecting a set of playing cards here, but based on the order I've got... So there we go. We got Mortal Kombat 4, 97, playable characters 15, hidden character of 1. That would be Meat. That was a goofy hidden character. Then we're going backwards, it looks like. So here's Ultimate MK3, playable characters 23, hidden characters 5. So I think in hidden characters, we're talking about 3 with a combat code plus Human Smoke, and then maybe fighting against Noob Saibot. That's the only thing I can think of that logic. Then Mortal Kombat 3, we got... 95, also playable characters 15, hidden characters 2. So you could unlock Cyborg Smoke through the combat code. So I'm guessing, again, Noob Saibot is the hidden fighting character because he can play as anybody else. And here we go, Mortal Kombat 2 and 93, playable characters 12, hidden characters 3. So that would be Human Smoke, Jade, and Noob Saibot. And then number 1. 1992, playable characters 7, hidden characters 1, and that would be Reptile. So that's kind of interesting how they went with some stats on those. Sent those there. And then, wow, no, that's not even what I was thinking of. Oh, it must be in the other thing. So this is a collectible pin, I guess, or a challenge coin. It says a dragon logo or something or other on it, but it looks kind of nice. The black and red looks kind of cool, but it's not actually a pin then. It must be kind of like a sticker or a challenge coin, like I was saying. So, okay, I guess that's all right. But the one thing I was expecting in there still, which must still be in here then, and so we're going to try to carefully open this without damaging the envelope. Which doesn't look too bad, but it is kind of sticking there. This would probably be the arcade marquees. Yeah, unfortunately, I wish they wouldn't have sealed this, but it would have been kind of... better if they hadn't done that. All right, there we go. So I guess let's go look at these first. So these are kind of cool. These are kind of just kind of gloss, heavy cardstock. I was kind of expecting a little bit more like heavy plastic out of these. But there's the one from the original arcade, number 2. And number 2 was really around the time I got into the franchise. I only played Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo originally. But 2 stands out as its color contrast, and then, Mortal Kombat 3 just kind of doubled down, went darker, Ultimate finally brought it back around more so to Mortal Kombat 2 with the character selection and the colors. And of course, we had Mortal Kombat 4, which was the original 3D version of the franchise. And there's nothing on the back of these, all solid white. And then I guess these are kind of like arcade flyers for each one. So, yeah, some of the original promo where you actually had, I mean, so the guy that plays Kano, I think, is actually the stunt guy, him and the Raiden popping out trying to scare the kids. Now, this is also the people that did the digitization work, or they were the motion actors for the characters. And I guess that's Mortal Kombat 3. That was pretty basic. Had the symbols because they started putting combat codes in there. And then, yeah, you got the one with the skulls and everything for Ultimate. And then there's Mortal Kombat 4. So I guess I should show the back of those. But, there's Mortal Kombat 1. And then Mortal Kombat 2. And then you can tell that they had to recolor some of this because Raiden is in red. Obviously, Raiden's blue. But, of course, some of that was handled in post after recording and things like that. There's Mortal Kombat 3. Ultimate. And then MK4. So there's definitely a lot of nostalgia. I did not want to be spending a lot of money for a goofy Goro statue. Now, and all this stuff, to my knowledge, did not come in the Ultra Deluxe Edition, whatever it was called. So I'm like, well, this one technically has more nostalgia in it, but even though I would have liked the art book that came with the big one. So it's really dumb how they handled splitting all that up. Basically, your highest level should have included everything, or they could have found a better way to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff here. So we have the vanilla version of the game. We got the steelbook. We got the arcade flyers. We got the cards, the challenge pin, the marquee things for the cabinet, the lenticular, and the poster, and that was another one of the cards. There we go. Okay, so now we got everything organized. But that's it. So thanks for walking down memory lane here for a bit. I'm sure those who have nostalgia for the game probably already checking it out. But for those that didn't get a chance to take a look at the Deluxe Edition, figure it might be some cool stuff to see. So there we go. Hope you enjoy. Catch you later.